That is not a typo in the title. I absolutely 100% have changed my mind about reverse dieting. No, I'm not saying that I don't think that we should go through reverse diets and that it's important to improve your metabolism and get out of a long history of yo-yo dieting. And I think there's a million benefits of reverse dieting. But there is an aspect of it that I have changed my mind on recently, quite a bit actually. And that is, I used to always feel like we needed to get every last calorie we could out of somebody. If you're in a reverse diet, get your calories as high as you possibly can and get them to the point where you're just eating like crazy and you feel overly stuffed all the time, and just get to yourself so your metabolism is in a position where you're eating as many calories as you possibly can to put yourself in a good spot to be able to lose weight down the road. Now, is this sometimes the way to go? Certainly, absolutely. There are scenarios where this is the right call, but for a lot of people, I actually don't think it is. And I think what's a little bit more important is to get a person that's having a tough time, to get them comfortable with the amount of food they're eating. More importantly than anything, just get them out of a calorie deficit and get them to stop dieting all the time. And that's really the main benefit of a reverse diet, is to get you out of a deficit. If you're constantly dieting all the time over and over again, and you're never give your metabolism a break, it's just going to be shot and you're going to have a really hard time losing weight. So we need to stop dieting all the time, and this is a good way to go about that process. All right? It's not necessarily a means to change your metabolism to become better than it normally is supposed to be. Right? That's a very difficult, if not impossible, thing to do. The point of a reverse diet is to get your body to run at its normal again, right? To get your metabolism to a spot where it's supposed to be genetically, right? We can't change your genetics, but we want to get you in a position where, okay, you are now burning as many calories as your body should be. And if you have a long history of dieting, yo-yo dieting, extreme dieting, it's just not going to be there. So by going through a reverse diet and getting your calories up into a reasonable spot and just holding them, right, we can accomplish this. Now, we certainly want to get more calories if we can, and it's a great thing to do, but we don't want to do it at the sacrifice of gaining a crap load of weight. Right? We don't want to look at some kind of like arbitrary number and say, I need to get to these calories, and that's the right amount of calories to be at, and just go for it and hit it no matter how much we're gaining or anything else. Right? We want to minimize the weight gain as much as possible. There's going to be some, almost for sure, in almost every single scenario at a certain point, with the exception of some very lucky hyper responders, but we shouldn't be trying to force it if it's not there. You know what I mean? So really, if you can get your calories up and get them to a certain spot where you feel good about how much you're eating, right? You feel like you can be flexible and you aren't overly hungry, and you feel like you can live your life and have really good balance and not be stuffing your face, but not be feeling like you're missing out and things like that. That's a great spot to be. Hold it there. All right, you can go through the rest of your reverse diet and just hold calories. We don't have to be continually increasing all the time. If you are happy where you're at, hold it. Just make sure you're not dieting for a long time now. No, spend several months not dieting and just holding around maintenance, and you will be in so much better of a position to come back and diet later than if you were up and down all the time or kept up those low calories. So, I mean, certainly, if we can get higher calories, let's do it. Especially if you feel like you really want to eat more, we want to keep getting those calories up. But don't feel like you have to get to some ridiculously high number for it to be effective. It can still be very effective at a more reasonable level. And if you don't get your calories quite so high, you'll be less likely to gain more weight during the process as well, and therefore have less to lose down the road as well. So there's some benefits, right? So there's always trade-off in everything we do. And in some scenarios, it's better to keep them a little bit lower. In some scenarios, we want to get as much as we can. It just kind of depends all the time. But I just wanted to kind of throw that out there. And hey, you know, we all change our minds sometimes, and the more we do this, the more we get experience, the more I work with more people, the more data I get, and the more that I kind of evolve my training and my coaching, and hopefully continue to get better at it all the time. So I just wanted to kind of throw that out there. Hope you guys are doing well. Any questions, please let me know, and I will talk to you later.
I'm addicted to the love that you're giving. Every minute, every day I've been craving.